Once upon a time, Brazil's No.9s were dreadnought predators. Romario, Ronaldo Nazário, and Adriano stalked the box like jungle cats, scoring at an astonishing rate. Romario alone racked up 71 goals in 85 games for Brazil. Ronaldo peeled in 62 goals in 98 matches. And when fit, Adriano struck 27 in 48 games. These were the days of feral finishing, toe-poked volleys, blazing runs, and world titles. Each No.9 was a lethal outlaw, Brazil's legend of the attack. First, there was Romario, the ghost of the penalty area. He was a master of the invisible touch, short, explosive, and impossibly calm. His signature was the low toe puck lob. No backlift, no running, just the ball in the back of the net before the keeper could even blink.
Romario is to me the scariest thing I've seen. I remember him just stood in front of me thinking I've got him, and him spinning on me and running behind me thinking what the hell was that? I just can't believe what I've just seen, the ball gone behind me, and sort of just brilliant instinctive movement, change of direction. Change of direction from Mario was exceptional, and that was the thing that always troubled me the most.
I do have a special admiration for Romario. I think I don't know why, just a small guy, how good can he be? And he was very good in making the runs behind the space, so you don't want him to always be on the line, and he was a good finisher. He would make that run inside a lot, and that was Romario. Imagine how good he was.
The striker that I always really loved was Romario. He used to be at PSV first, and then went to Barcelona. Always loved Romario. Little, quick, would score goals in different ways, with his with his toes, with all kind of ways, you know. That was the striker that I always liked.
Then came Ronaldo Nazário, the phenomenon. If Romario was a ghost, Ronaldo was a hurricane. He redefined what a striker could be. He had the elasticity of a gymnast and the speed of an Olympic sprinter. His signature was the step over, a blur of legs that would leave world-class goalkeepers sitting on the grass.
The best football player I have ever seen on a pitch. I think injuries killed a career that could be even more incredible, but the talent this guy had with 19 years old here, Ronaldo Nazário, something incredible.
For me, Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo, has been from a different species. Yeah. And that's because I've played against him when he was 18 in Holland, in Spain when we were 20, 21, and I played with him. And that's where you see the real stuff. When somebody can repeat the same thing whenever he wants, then it's not luck, for sure. But I think that nobody has been able to unite speed, strength, vision of the game, execution, and be concrete. All those elements together. The full package was, incredible.
Ronaldo, the phenomenal, the Brazilian. For me, he was not playing football, he was football. So what he did, everybody tried to copy.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
When he did a move, anybody could do that move, but when he did it, was like, what happened? People went home to watch the game just because of him, because they wanted to see him do something normal that became wow, or something crazy that became even more wow. It looked amazing. We would go out on the garden and we would try the same thing. And that's why, for me, he was the perfect player.
And finally, Adriano, the emperor. He brought something different. Wow, terrifying violence. Adriano possessed a left foot that detonated the ball. He was the ultimate physical specimen, a man who could shrug off 3 defenders at once and still launch a 30-yard missile. In his prime, he was the bridge between the old-school poacher and the modern athlete.
Adriano was, I think, a power when I think of Adriano, that left foot. Once his father died, his life just went off the rails, and he went into that extreme depression and never could get himself out. And you just think what his father meant to him, and he didn't have that in his life anymore, and he could never find happiness.
For me, I just loved how every single time he stepped on the pitch, You thought he was going to score. And what way was he going to do it? Was he going to dribble out players? Is it going to be the free kick? Is it going to be, you know, a little dink off of a set piece? Is it going to be a header? He had so many assets to his game.
I played with great champions. I played with players that already was wow. But the one I felt that could do it longer was Adriano when I was in Inter. That for me was, when I came to Inter, the first thing I said to the president, I demand him to stay because he's the player I want to play with. Because the way he was an animal. He could shoot from every angle, nobody could tackle him, nobody could take the ball. He was a pure animal. But it lasted for a short time.
By the mid-2010s, Brazil footballing culture began to change. Coaches like Tite imported European discipline and pressing into training. The classic goal scorer was asked to do more, drop deep, help the build-up, and harry defenders. Meanwhile, the false nine trend took hold, and academy began grooming versatile forwards instead of penalty area poachers.
And another issue with Brazilian coaches right now, or Brazilian football and coaching, is the lack of good coaching education. Brazil needs its own high-quality coaching courses that resembles the style of play of the Brazilian player and their culture. Sure, CBF has courses, but let's be real. Does it look like they're working? Brazil is like losing its identity. That can come from the courses. It has to be well implemented. Because essentially that will go to the coaches that develop the players and develop the teams and a style of play, and that can go to the clubs and to the national team.
The modern nine looks very different. Gabriel Jesus exemplified this. Coaches prize his tireless pressing and link-up play, but is not a natural predator. As one analysis notes, Jesus works extremely hard off the ball, but his finishing isn't particularly strong relative to the chances he gets. In other words, he's been molded into a complete forward at the expense of fewer poaching instincts.
Ready. Jesus rolls it wide. Gabriel Jesus again. Save.
Part of the shift happened off the pitch. European clubs began scouting Brazilian kids extremely early, bringing them into regimented academies. This Europeanization often blunts the natural flair, the street-inspired creativity, the kind that allowed Romario to poke his way to the World Cup. So, is the Samba striker extinct? Not quite, but he's been on life support. Perhaps the classic No.9 is merely hibernating, waiting to return through a new generation, one that can pressure, pass, and finish Samba style. And if you want more content like this, feel free to subscribe.